Today I'm going to talk about why most twin flame connections fail, and I'm going to list 5 reasons. And it's going to be a type of video that you will absolutely hate to hear, because generally, if you are watching my videos, I don't talk about things that people want to hear and like to hear. I talk about things that go by facts and, in my opinion, will give you the biggest benefit. These are the type of videos that you need to hear, not the type of videos you want to hear. So number 1 is going to be the most crucial, probably, that you don't understand what a twin flame is. And the reason for that is because what you hear on the internet, and especially on YouTube, is crap. I will be really honest. Because most people create videos based on clicks and how many people is going to listen to them. And of course, they are going to make videos about things that you agree. So they are basically reinforce your belief. And what are you looking for? What you are looking for is that, okay, are we going to stay together? Yes, you are going to stay together. What are the signs? They are going to tell you signs that can basically match 99% of the population. And they are going to tell you as well that, you are supposed to find this one person, and when you find it, it doesn't matter how horrible it is, it's completely normal, and that's your goal. That now you locked in to a relationship, and that's the idea, because this is divine. And I will be really honest, if this is working, why don't we have happy twin flame couples? Why don't we have twin flames that had spiritual awakening or kundalini awakening? And I will be really honest, I actually had my kundalini awakening more than 4 years ago, and I had several mystical experiences ever since, but not because I listened to what most videos said, but because I listened to one that said completely the opposite, and that was the one that woke me up. Because most twin flame videos are talking about this fairy tale kind of thing, which is already toxic, and it makes you obsessed. Because in reality, your real twin flame is within you, and these people are here to trigger your old wounds up. And a twin flame connection in reality is that this part of your nervous system, out of the 3 parts, you have the head, that's the primate level, you have the body, this is the attachment system, that's the mammalian level, and you have one below, and that's the reptile level. And the attachment is actually the parent-child, child-to-parent connection, and that's what we recreate when we become adults. That whatever you couldn't resolve with your opposite sex parent, that's what you recreate. This is what psychology says as well. And your twin flame is someone who is your opposite. So whatever couldn't develop in you, so this part of you became repressed in this energetic system, that's what actually triggers you, because opposites attract. So whatever is dominant in you and whatever is dominant on the other person, that attracts, and also the repressed is opposite as well. And it's not about staying forever, it's about waking you up. It's about to trigger that part up so you can heal that wound. And actually, when you are healed and when you start to change, you are not going to be attracted to that twin flame anymore, because your frequency changes, because you change. And that's the key here, to wake you up, make you healed, make you whole. Because again, your real twin flame is within you. That's what the reunion is about. And this is where the second problem is coming, that this twin flame thing becomes an obsession, and what you read on the internet, it actually just validates your obsession that is unhealthy towards someone who mistreats you, who abuses you, that, oh, this is divine that he or she behaves like that. No, it means that you have a low self-esteem and you are unhealed. That's why you allow that. That someone treats you like that. And if you would go to a psychologist, that person would tell you exactly the same. And I'm not judging you. I was exactly the same. I will be really honest. For several years, and when I was watching these type of videos, it actually reinforced that I was right. This is what I was supposed to do. And when I saw that one video that said, no, you are not supposed to stay together, and most twin flames don't even stay together, because a twin flame connection is not about finding someone and staying with the person. It's about realizing yourself. It's about seeing yourself. And some twin flame connections are going to stay together, and some twin flames are not going to stay together, because the life lesson is different for everyone, and you can never know what your real lesson is. And the third one is crucial, and I'm going to leave a link below because I made videos about it, that you can have more than one twin flame, because the videos you are going to watch, they are going to say, oh, you can have one, and this is actually what makes you obsessed. That was step 2, the problem 2. Oh, if there is only one, then if I leave, then I don't have any more. But if you really read into it, twin flames are actually, I can't remember the exact number, but broken apart into lots of dualities, twin souls. But it doesn't specify, my dear, that there is only one here for you. It's that simple as that. And what you have to understand is that some of them are going to just trigger you now, and then in another life, because then you have to stay on your own and work on yourself, and then in another life you work on each other again, or you meet again. And as soon as you change, as I said in step 1, your frequency is going to change. So you are going to attract a completely different person, because opposites attract. And if you change that original opposite, if that person doesn't change, you are not twin flames anymore. And this is actually how I had 2 twin flame connections. That in the first one I was the runner, but in the second one I was the chaser, because I have done a lot of inner work and I became my own opposite. So a runner is going to attract a chaser, but a chaser is not going to attract another chaser that is going to attract a runner. And this is what you have to keep in mind, that if you work on yourself, you can have more than one twin flames. And if you don't believe in it, test it. This is how reality should work. Instead of focusing on what everyone is telling you, try it, test it. How do you feel? Does this version make you feel better, that you start working on yourself? But if you read about twin flames, they are going to tell you that they teach you self-love. This is what the twin flame connection is. And self-love is also self-respect. That if the other person is abusive, you tell the other person to go and fuck himself or herself. This is as simple as that. The fourth problem is that, actually I never heard this, that it talks about the union, that you become union with the other person. But in order to become union with yourself, because this is the ultimate goal, is you have to actually separate from the other person. And what separation means is, it's actually the opposite of the system that is very active, your attachment system. The attachment system is the emotions, feelings, that's your limbic system, that's also in your brain. And this is your child self. These are your theta brainwaves and alpha brainwaves. And what this does is, the attachment system, you have to go against that. That the attachment system sees everything. If you love me, if you pay attention to me, I am worthy. That you see yourself realistically. And that's the separation. It doesn't mean separation from the other person physically. It's mentally and emotionally, that you stop reacting that, okay, if he doesn't call me or she doesn't call me, if things don't happen my way, I'm unworthy. No, you try to understand the other person and you see the whole situation in a realistic way, that you are detached. You don't see yourself merged with the other person. So if the other person does something, you see it from the other person's perspective instead of you see it, okay, how I feel about it. No, you become objective. This is what it really means, that you are fully attached, but at the same time, you are fully detached as well. And the fifth one, the very last one, is also a very common one, that, oh, I am the awakened one and the other person is unawakened. So what I have to do is, like, I have to just keep telling the other person that this is this divine relationship and we are supposed to stay together and I know you are you. First of all, you don't. I will be really honest, because many people believe they are in a twin flame relationship when they are not. That's the truth. And even if these twin flame relationships don't really exist in a way, we just label it, but this is not the point. It's like, if someone makes you emotional, how you can make that relationship be healthy. That's the whole point, to be secure, to have an open relationship where you can be who you are, where the other person can be who he or she is, and have a healthy relationship. You just have to really look up how an emotionally mature relationship looks like. And if the relationship is not healthy, it's abusive, you feel lonely, then you have to realize that it doesn't matter who you are with. That relationship sucks. You have to do something, and you cannot change the other person. That's the key. It doesn't matter how much you do. The only person you really have control over is yourself. And the way you can do that is that you work on yourself. You learn about yourself. You learn about things, how they should be, what is normal, and that's how you start to see things in your life. And if that relationship is unhealthy, it doesn't matter if it's your twin flame, that relation is unhealthy, and it means that you two are not ready yet. But it doesn't mean that you won't meet ever again. Maybe you just have to wake up from this, and the other person has to wake up from this, and maybe you are going to be separated for a year or 2 or 5 or 10 or maybe 1 or 2 lifetimes. You don't know that. But the ultimate goal is not to find a twin flame. That is not enough, because twin flame, they are able to trigger you. That's what they can do, because your energy feels the other person's energy. This is actually your subconscious. So energetically you become connected. But if your head is not ready yet, this is what actually it tries to do, that it overrides your old patterns and it connects to your head and creates a different body-mind connection. So you become healed. That if you meet your twin flame and you two are not ready, you don't know what to do. The only thing that happens is that you reinforce what is already in you. That's the truth. So if you want to work on yourself, go and read about emotionally mature people, how they look like, what are the characteristics, emotionally mature relationships, and I always recommend 4 attachment types. They are going to be the most helpful. I also have lots of videos about twin flames, so you can look them up, and my style is exactly the same, that I am not going to tell you the things that most channels tell just to make you feel good about how you feel about this whole thing and make you more obsessed. I'm saying things that actually helped me. And I'm saying things that are coming from research and science mixed with the things that I found in these spiritual things as well. See you in my next video.